And welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour. I am one half of your host and virtual bartender, Mr. Nick Teodoro. Joining me, as always, is my tag team partner in life, my wife, Miss Nicole. Nicole, what are you having?
Oh, you know me. Some Tito, some orange, some cranberry juice. Mr. Nick, tell the people what you're drinking and our three things for the show.
I'm having my red wine Cabernet 7 Oaks as per usual. J. Lore. Well, Nikki, we have two new women's champions crowned this week. Roman Reigns regains the Ulafala, and CM Punk has outlasted Seth Rollins. It's Friday, January 10th, 2025. This is the Nick Club Wrestling Happy Hour.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. This 9 to 5 ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell him bring another round when he's ready more. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party downtown near Fifth Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
Welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Nicole.
Happy Friday.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been something.
It's been an epic week.
It's been, yes.
It's a lot to talk about, kids. Get ready.
It has been a lot. There's been a lot to take in. And we're going to get to it all. Very, very WWE heavy show. Very, very Raw heavy show. But we're going to get into SmackDown previews and everything else. But Nikki, before we start it all, we always start it off with our newest segment, Nikki's Non-Kayfabe.
Love it. That makes me happy every time you play it. But for news this week, we only have one quick topic because there's so much we want to talk about this week. But they announced where the 2026 Royal Rumble is going to be. And it's going to be overseas in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Dun, dun, dun. I don't like the ribbon green. Royal Rumble to me is red. I don't know how I feel about this. I think it's interesting that they're doing something overseas. I feel like there's a lot of other places they can pick. And honestly, I'm worried about the women. I don't know if anyone saw Wendy Chu, NXT women's superstar, posted a picture of her in a lobster onesie and was basically got my 2026 Royal Rumble gear. Because in Saudi Arabia, they want all the women to be fully clothed. Which again, they've like Liv Morgan has done some great Britney Spears cosplay stuff. But having 30 women have to like thinking like what Bianca went almost an hour, Becky has gone almost an hour, like in those, suits, it's gonna be a lot. But I don't know, tell us what you guys think about the Royal Rumble against like a tops, one of the big 4, big 5, depending on how you feel about Money in the Bank, like being, not in North America.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, me personally, I think a lot of it has to do with they're doing overseas, the pay-per-views overseas have been great, and they've drawn really well, and they want to have a big crowd. Now, the question is, how connected is this crowd going to be that as opposed to other crowds like in France and in the UK? Like, will it be because it seems more of a social crowd. Like it seems like more of like a Super Bowl event crowd, if that makes sense, more of a pop culture crowd than it seems like a wrestling fan crowd to me. I feel like in the events that I've seen, at least from what I've taken, I feel like it's not like, to dismiss. I'm sure there are hardcore fans there that are really supportive of the product, but it seems more like everything was more of a publicity, more not publicity. I don't want to say that, but more pop culture-y. Like this is a major event, and they're coming in like Taylor Swift. It would be as similar to something along those lines.
I feel like I agree with that. I feel like early days when they did this working relationship, that a lot of it was very like Super Bowl-y. I think now going, I know, well, I get it. I get the branding. I get it. It makes sense, but I don't know. It's just like it's jarring a little bit. To me, Royal Rumble is red. I don't how you associate certain, like when you think of the like WrestleMania sign, like which WrestleMania sign do you immediately think of? That's sort of what I was getting at. Great branding. WWE is great at branding, but I don't know. To me, Royal Rumble's red. But I feel like now their crowds are definitely better. I really think of that. Like we've joked on this podcast before that they had like one of the first like. Because we were calling him Perk Gable, and then someone in Saudi Arabia had the Perk Gable sign. And we're like, so I think their crowds is definitely getting better.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's not a lot like there's smart marks and smart fans out there. Like I don't know, like in different crowds, different areas of the country, like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. Again, I don't want to generalize that, but
I just don't. What I would also not. I don't know if worries the right word or too strong of a word, but is this also dipping their feet in the water? Can you see a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia?
I definitely could see it over like outside of US, and the continental, North America.
I can see outside, like UK has flirted with doing a Mania, but like Saudi Arabia Mania.
Yeah, no.
Because getting celebrities in, like you see, like how many people do they show on Raw this past week? How many women they like?
Well, Saudi's done really well with the golf thing. If I remember correctly, in sports, they part.
Is there like a LPGA tour? Is there a ladies one? Do the ladies? What do they get to golf in?
I'm not sure. That I don't know. I haven't thought, but I know that they've made a lot of
I'm just saying
they've pulled over.
Celebrities coming in. Do they have a huge celebrity fan base that comes in and watch the tournaments, the golfings?
I don't know. I haven't been following it, so probably.
But that's something because they show you Vanessa Hudgens there all the time. They showed Danielle Fishel Topanga. Like all their like, is that going to alienate a certain women's crowd or women's celebrity crowd that maybe they can be in the crowd, but you have to be, I
don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. But let us know in the comments what you think about all that.
Where do you think this goes? Or am I overthinking it? Just like Nicole, enjoy the Royal Rumble. It's fine.
Potentially, I think.
But also a little sprinkle of spiciness on top of that. Apparently, reports that CM Punk is not going to go to any of the Saudi Arabia shows. Daniel Bryan also said that and did go. Sami Zayn luckily was allowed to finally go. We've obviously finally had women's matches. They finally got out of those big dumb shirts. Like, I don't know. I hope this is an evolution. I hope this gets bigger.
Yes, let's try and be positive and give this a chance.
I know, and we want to be.
We're going to be positive.
If not, let's all wear lobster onesies like Wendy.
But I do think it is opening up the door to more countries hosting. Maybe the UK. I really would love to see them go back to the UK for like WrestleMania. They did SummerSlam. I remember how big SummerSlam was at 92. Was I would love to see that again. So I don't know. We shall see soon. Let's see. Lisa's chiming in.
Lisa,
I'm happy and excited that one of the big four PLEs is trying overseas. But can we go somewhere else? Yeah. Lisa doesn't. Yeah. Lisa doesn't agree. She wants to try a different country. But yeah. You just never know. So, again, it's a very hot button topic. So, we shall
Let's get through the 2025 Royal Rumble first in February.
Exactly. Let's get through this year. Well, this year first. We got a lot of wrestling. We just started this year. It is a brand new year. So, that being said, let's get to it. We're going to kick back to last Friday's SmackDown. And let's get you caught up because the big takeaway, you heard it. Tiffy time is coming. And she took the money and she ran.
money and run.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So, Tiffany Stratton finally cashes in Money in the Bank. Nikki, what are your thoughts? And was
I
this the
think
best?
The consensus of us leaving the podcast, leaving the happy hour last week, is that we're all like, she's cashing it. Whether it was during, after, who was going to help, what she was going to do. Again, this seemed like the little fake out that they've been doing that she, helped Nia retain. And then she finally did it. She finally turned on Nia, hit Nia with the briefcase. Then Bianca comes in and hits the KOD, which is crazy impressive. That woman, incredible. And then Tiffy cashes in. I love it. I think this elevates her. I think Nia, and you know how I feel about Nia. I think Nia had a good run. I think her run made sense. Now it's Tiffy time.
Yeah, I thought at first it was kind of weird because we were talking about, why did Bianca, why did she go back after Nia? But it was like she kind of snuck in, and it was just kind of that coy, heelish tactic that she's been doing this whole time and kind of getting around on, and finally she took advantage of it. So now, the question is, again, what's next? We're going to go into that a little bit further, but yeah, I thought she had a phenomenal moment, and it's interesting that they chose last Friday to do it in lieu of, Raw coming and the women's world title match on that show, and then what we will get to shortly. Spoiler alert, but I think because you could have done it on a pay-per-view similar fashion, but again, it got her stripes. I think it was one of the best cash-ins of all time. But was this one of the best?
I hate to say it, for the women, maybe best. Overall, no. Seth and Ziggy, 1A, 1B for me. That doesn't top either one of those. I can't honestly. Maybe I remember, but Carmella is the only cash-in I really honestly remember.
Right,
I know Io was a sneaky, I don't know. This is not Carmella, obviously, but after Carmella, everyone kind of cashed in real quick, or the same night. I'm glad they had Tiffy hold it for a little bit. I think this makes sense. Again, it's the first Raw. It's 2025. Let's start fresh. Is their first SmackDown that's 3 hours. I don't really mind her cashing in on a bigger SmackDown. It didn't feel like this a random SmackDown. This was a big SmackDown.
No, this is one of the because it's the first of the new year, so I guess and to some extent feels like a reset. But could they have waited to maybe Rumble, or
because I don't know.
I don't know. Not maybe Elimination Chamber, is an option to some extent. That would be kind of a neat concept. I don't know. To still get her to have, if you want to have the title walking into Mania, or give her the Mania moment, because you still have a full year.
I guess we'll get there when we get there, but it's gonna be her Charlotte at Mania, and I like her going in as champion. I kind of what you read about Charlotte coming back, and her character's supposed to be a little darker. I think maybe Charlotte will be the heel, Tiffy will be more the face, and then Charlotte kind of chasing Tiffy to Mania.
Lisa still likes Dolph because she's selfishly saying she was there. Dolph will always be the best for me because I was there, and it was true.
Yeah, no, I lost I was home, but lost my banana, so I couldn't even imagine being there live because it was so crazy. And I think Seth is so historic, and I think that's the thing. I think Dolph was just we wanted God. What they did to Dolph Ziggler? If only he didn't get that concussion. I think they could because they took the belt off him because he had the I believe back-to-back concussions. And then Vince was oh, he's prone and blue, 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 blue. But I just think Seth was historic, but Dolph's was so good. Again, I think Dolph may be 1A and then Seth is 1B. But
No. I would give Seth's number one to me.
Again,
I think.
I can.
But
go
yeah,
back
it's
and
tough
forth.
when you talk about exclusively the women's. Yeah, I think Carmella's is the one that I think of the most.
It was the first. I know they kind of botched her winning it in the first place. I don't want to go down that road, but her getting it and this kind of I feel like they I feel like Carmella doesn't get as much flowers as she really should. But I think she had a great run with the briefcase, and I think it was kind of a shock when she actually did cash it in successfully, because I kind of feel like back then people thought she wasn't going to.
Yeah.
How that SmackDown scene was then. I'm like,
no, that's true.
So
I don't know. Let us know in the comments below. What did you think of this cash-in? Did you like it? Was it the best women's cash-in of all time? Best cash-in period of all time?
I'm just glad. I think it's gonna really hurt whatever woman's the first one to not be successful. Because I feel like it was Damien Sandow was the first one that was not successful. And then it was just kind of ooh. And then I loved him as Mizdow, not gonna lie. But that definitely feels like a step down. Yeah. Even though that was an incredible run. And then poor Baron Corbin. I just I don't know. I feel like it's gonna really hurt. I hope maybe they never decide to do it, but I feel like when they do have a woman that doesn't guys, I can't talk today, successfully cash in, I feel like it's gonna hurt a little bit. So I'm glad they didn't do that with Tiffany.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, she obviously.
I guess this just pushes her to the moon.
Exactly. So we shall see. So from Friday Night SmackDown to Monday Night Raw, the big show of the week.
Oh, so long.
Let's get to it. It was basically like the PLE. We could have probably just done a whole show easily, a whole review show on our Raw takeaways. But Nikki, before we get to it, your overall thoughts before we go chronologically through our takeaways, or what kind of gets us our gears grinding.
That's aggressive.
It really grinds our gears like in Family Guy. It's a Family Guy thing. Maybe she didn't get the reference, but I digress. No,
I get okay. Moving right along. I like the aesthetic. I like the way it looked. I like the way it was shot. I like the black mat. Sponsorships, I guess we're kind of used to that. I'm glad it's not Prime anymore.
That's the UFC feel.
Yeah. I love the new ref shirts. I think getting away kind of from the kind of because every kind of referee wears that like that. You look like the NFL, so this kind of makes them stand out. It's still you don't need to be unless it's Saturday night's main event. You don't need to be in a bow tie, the button down. This seems a little more looser. And don't the refs in UFC just wear black polos? They're not ref shirts.
No,
I don't remember. Someone who knows UFC,
but it's a very UFC. I meant the UFC feel was more on the mat, the sponsorship.
Yeah. No, I know what you meant. I was just trying to tie it together.
But
it can't go 4 hours every week. I can't do 4 hours every week. But again, I hope, Triple H said at the press conference, that this gets us back. This is obviously a sort of spectacle of sorts, and kind of introducing the casual fan, or bring back people, or the new kids that are what's this WWE stuff? If you're, it took over the Netflix homepage. Apparently beat Squid Games for a top thing. So I get it. Just next week, give me back to my regularly scheduled programming. But for a spectacle, I get it. It was fun. So we'll get to some stuff.
I know there's a lot to get to.
I'm excited. I'm really excited about this new Netflix era.
The Netflix era. Yeah, it's definitely. We saw a lot of stars. We will get to it. We saw stars from all different eras. Of WWE. It was introducing WWE to the world, basically, is what Triple H was getting at. So, Nikki, let's get into it. The big first match of the night, Roman Reigns reclaiming the Ula Fala. Let's catch you up, because there's only one OTC, and there's one pretender.
Keep you in the dark, you know.
Nikki, Roman Reigns has reclaimed his Ulapala.
He did.
I said that.
You did. I'm proud of you, Bubba.
I know. I'm proud of myself. It's tough.
I know. Fucking hard.
But let's get to it. A lot to take in. We see it. I got to the end. The Rock returns in this whole segment of Raw. What are your thoughts? Because I got a lot of questions.
I know.
And let's get to it.
We're doing match first, then Rock, right?
Yes.
That's how you want to do this?
Yes.
I made this comment to you, and I don't know if you have a better photo, but again, to my 90s kids, Paul Heyman holding the Ulafala give me such Paul Bearer urn vibes. The way he just was like holding it and putting it up, and like where Roman Reigns was down, he was like, like I just feel like he was doing his best Percy Pringle impression. It was crazy. And just like the look on his face, like again, like I know like you're talking about on the press conference giving people Emmys and Golden Globes, like that man needs an Oscar. I'm surprised it went the way it did. I personally I feel like good thing we didn't predict this card because I would have lost everything. I'm kind of surprised that they put
very babyface card.
It's a whole babyface card. I'm surprised that they put this on Roman. I thought they would stretch this out longer to Mania. I thought so. I swore to God, Heyman was turning. I thought something was going to happen and it didn't. I was like waiting for it. Nothing. This is the second tribal combat match. And the second time they're like, you keep your kids back there. You do this. It's just us. And then everyone interferes. And I feel like I know, like, that's wrestling, Nick. That's what happens. But I was just like, I kind of just wanted to see the two of them just fight.
So my first question that I put up here. Oops, wrong one.
Hi, Tim.
Oh, wrong one. But should Solo Sikoa have won this match?
No, because I said that last week. What is this? I don't know where Solo goes. And are they going to keep this drawn out, or is the Roman pivot to somebody else now?
Like,
it seems pretty. They're supposed to do I guess we'll find out a ceremony in like the 27th when they're in Georgia. They're in Georgia. So I don't know if something's going to happen then, but I was just really waiting for someone to do a Healy thing and then quickly realize it's just babyface win, baby. Yeah.
So to me, I was a little worried last Friday when I saw Solo get the win and the dominant win. I was like, oh God, they're just building them up. They're giving him another win, and just before the fall. And now I'm really concerned that like you could have stretched this out, and there was rumors that Rock isn't competing. It doesn't look like it at Mania. So what's next? Who needed it? I always say this: who needed it more? And Solo needed it more.
Solo needed it more.
And now it's tough because I don't know where Solo goes from here, or like, and with Jacob and Tama, like, are they just going to fall to the mid card and maybe dominate the mid card because it's a 3-hour Raw, and then that group falls by the wayside? I get really, really concerned.
I don't think Jacob is falling falling up, maybe. But Steven's comment is
Steven, Solo gets encased in frozen carbide until creative has something for him.
Oh my God. Jacob like, I love you, Solo. And then Solo's like, I know. Give it to me now.
Oh.
I want that scene. Reenact. Jacob as Princess Leia, please.
But unbelievable. Nikki has officially lost it.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to do with her.
I'm fine. I found that hysterical. Whatever. You know who I found it from? Crowbar. Because he's a Star Wars fan.
Fair. I'm a Star Wars fan. I just not as crazy a Star Wars fan as you and Crowbar.
Yeah.
But again, so Rock came out before this match and pretty much gave flowers to Cody and Roman and put over Roman, and ultimately at the end puts the Ulafala on Roman. So my question is, why the hell is The Rock returning as a babyface?
I was not expecting, again, all the he came out and he was just like babyface Rock. It's not chairman of the board. Is it chairman of the board? I don't remember his TKO, but he's like a big thing in TKO. He owns like a shit ton of stock, or like all the stocks. I don't know.
The Rock? Yeah. He pretty much owns.
Anyway, and then like hugging all the being like, where's the guy from Netflix? And then he was like, Cody, like giving Cody his flowers. Did a little nod and wink to like tell Mama Rhodes I said hi, but was like not expecting that remotely. And then again, him coming out, I was like, oh, then something's gonna happen. Maybe he is gonna be Healy and do something to Roman. And then it's just like, oh, I'm gonna put it on him. And then again, Heyman's face, maybe Heyman's gonna do something afterwards. There's something maybe here. And then kind of flashing back, or I guess forward to NXT. Rock ended NXT to cut a promo for 6 minutes. Why? I don't know. His daughter was there. They had the weirdest interaction. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of NXT because that's not really what we're talking about. But he literally cut the promo. He's like, everyone was like, last year was like, why are you being mean to Cody? You can't be mean to Cody. And he's like, last night I was nice to Cody, and everyone's like, why are you being nice to Cody? And then he was kind of like, trust the process, or trust whatever. But it was just like, I thought it was kind of funny because he's right. We're all like, I can't believe he's being mean to Cody Rhodes. And now it's just like, why is he being nice to Cody Rhodes? Like, I don't know. Out of this nowhere. Because like at Bad Blood, he came out and did the 1, 2, 3 and the thing and the whatever. And then there's no payoff from that. And then all of a sudden he's like, good guy.
Yeah, it felt to me like this was, again, the Raw. It set the tone for the night. That this was going to be a very babyface Raw. Like, this is your old school WWE coming, then, now, together, forever, all that. You're going to get this to the world, and they're presenting it to the world, and they wanted a feel-good moment for everybody in the world, and that's why The Rock came back as a babyface. But
yeah, so I get it. I 100% get it for business, and him being this big thing, being the celebrity, being on now Netflix, bringing all this together. So like, I get it, but you know, me being the mark that I am, it's just like, but you're just dropping this whole storyline.
Well,
like nothing's gonna pay off because I feel like the rumors he's not gonna be at Mania.
Well, The Rock doesn't care about your storyline.
From the bottom of my heart, man to man, fuck your story.
Yeah. Got it, Dwayne. Got it.
So I'm saying the final boss storyline is kind of over. I don't know. Is he the friendly boss now? From final boss to the friendly boss. We shall see. But now we don't know what's next for all these folks moving forward. A lot of question marks.
Mark.
Roman. Touche. But we shall see. We shall see moving forward. But that was just the tip of the iceberg.
That was hour 1.
Yeah, that was literally just the first 40 minutes of a 4-hour
I think it was like 35 minutes before, like, they even touched, like, had the bell first rang for the first match. Again, I think the promo in the beginning was incredible. Like, the video package that he did, and then they dropped the curtain. It's Triple H's second curtain call. Like, great. Yeah. But it's just like, oh, like,
I know. It was a lot.
I really love this show. I feel like us talking about it the next however long, it's going to sound like I'm shitting on it. But I really did love this. It's a spectacle. God, Jesus, I can't talk today, Nick. But I think like all the storylines and who needed it more and all this stuff is going to be very not what I wanted. But again, really love this shit.
Well, again, so Rock came out to open, made his Triple H came out to open, made his announcement. We had then Rock come out, make his announcements. And that just set the stage for a bunch of announcements because you knew a bunch of stars were coming out. Later on in the evening, John Cena came out, and he had to make an announcement of his own.
Okay, wait a minute. Crazy idea. But maybe I can win the Royal Rumble. Quick. I know it's a long shot, but just hear me out, okay? it's a lottery ticket, but in the lottery you can't win if you don't play. And I was kind of just going to show up to the Royal Rumble and do the thing and leave, but I should play, right? I should be in the Rumble.
Nikki,
Wabba-doo.
do you want John Cena to win the 2025 Royal Rumble because he would break Ric Flair's record? And
winning the Rumble does not equal.
I know it does not equal, but first off, do you want him to win the Rumble and potentially go on that run to breaking Ric Flair's record? Two different separate things, but
no
first
and no, but it's
going
to happen and it's going to happen. Do I want him to win the Royal Rumble? No. Is he going to? Probably. Is he going to break Ric Flair's record? I don't know how I feel about it. Could be. Rumors is it's Cody Cena at Mania. That's the rumor if you believe the, dirty sheets.
So the question is, did it need to happen? Did it need to go down like this? Right? Because Cena is a standalone star on his own, right? Like, you can put him in the Rumble and you can continue to have him, protect him in the Rumble with the other folks in the match, right? Like, build him up for a feud and still have, if you want to do Cena, Cody Rhodes, you could still do that. So, yeah, to your point, do you really need to put him in the Rumble? Does he need to win the Rumble? Probably not.
I think.
But would he win it would that make him the third time?
Yes, then he would also.
So he would break, then he would go on to be.
He would be tied. No, it's not record breaking. Stone Cold won 3 times. And I believe.
Stone Cold won 3 times?
Yeah, I believe him.
I'm pretty sure Stone Cold only won twice.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 times.
Hold on.
Correct me down below, but he's not the first one to run it 3 times. I believe Shawn and Stone Cold.
Shawn won it twice. Stone Cold won it twice. That's what I'm saying, and this would be 3.
Someone Google. I feel like that's not.
Oh, Lisa is very
someone Googles or
Cena.
gets to this point because I know there's a delay. I think we're the wrong generation of audience to ask because we're very much of the John Cena sucks. Like, he was so shoved down our throats for so long, and then it was like Roman's getting shoved down our throats for so long. Like, I get stepping away. Like, I know. Okay, at least I was right on half.
Okay, so he's tied Stone Cold, so he can't break that record. Okay, I stand corrected.
Thank you, Steven.
Thank you. Joe hosts chime in and he says, so Roman wins back the title at Rumble, and then Cena wins the Rumble, and then it's John versus Roman. I don't think it.
Rumors is it's Cody Cena. It should be a passing of the torch from Cena being that white meat babyface, carry the company. And that's what Cody is now. I don't want Cody to drop the belt to Cena. I don't think Cena needs it. Again, we'd always talk about who needs it. I don't think Cena needs to beat Ric Flair's record. I don't think he does. I don't think he needs to win the Royal Rumble. I don't think he does.
No, I agree.
Again,
and maybe, hopefully I think for us, hopefully he gets kind of screwed out of it, and it leads him. Maybe he'll probably be the final 3 or 4. And maybe there's a feud in there.
Even no.
Cody Cena Rock is the final 3. Oh God.
And that's what also, because as much as I love Cody Rhodes, and it'd be Cody Cena. As much as I know Cody needed to win again, and your story and that whole thing devolved, but I'm like, where this is supposed to be your upcoming kind of run champion. You're gonna get him on a run, and he's gonna be at Mania. Obviously pandemic, but Drew, this was supposed to catapult. And then it's 3 years in a row or 2 years in a row, you're not catapulting somebody.
Right.
John Cena does not need to win the Royal Rumble.
Fair enough. Well, let us know in the comments below, because there's a lot more to get to on Raw as we move along to what was, I believe, the second match of the night, or at least our big second match takeaway. Women's World Heavyweight title. The culmination of the Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley feud. Rhea Ripley gets her revenge on Liv Morgan.
I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. I feel glorious, glorious.
Glorious.
This is a terrible version of that song.
I thought it was pretty good when I heard it. So Rhea Ripley, Nikki reclaims
She did.
her title. What are your thoughts on this match?
I love both of them. I really, really love both of them. Again, I feel like Liv kind of needed this win more. I feel like Liv needs a title, which is weird to say, but like Rhea's kind of like, to me, kind of sort of above title. And then I don't know. Again, I think it was a fun match. I love that she, Dom was kind of like, oh, she has the belt back. I'm going to go back to mommy. And she's like, nah. And her and the Undertaker, I don't really get, but cool. I wish, I think everyone was like, get on the back of the bike so they could drive off together.
I know, that would have been a really cool moment.
It's hard because I agree with Lisa. I love Rhea Ripley. I just don't know if she needed this. Because apparently this is done.
One true queen of the ring is back on top. Mommy's back on top. And Steven's making the comment. Yeah, Liv needs a one-on-one Mania match somewhere, and I don't know. But see, like that's my thought too. But both of them, either of them, whoever loses, I don't know who the Mania match is unless you run it back with like Becky Lynch and Rhea, or do you? Because I thought Becky Liv made the most sense, right? So if Liv defended it this year's Mania or whatever at Becky, that works out. And Rhea, but I don't know who Rhea's feud is, and that's what worries me. Nikki, I know you have a thought.
I have a theory.
Who it could have been.
Could be.
Could still be.
Because I think her contract is going to be up. I think as much as I love Beck, I don't think you run that back already. I don't think it should be Rhea Becky. I personally think Jordynne Grace comes in, Jordynne wins the Royal Rumble. If it's either, to me, Jordynne or Charlotte. Or then if Charlotte wins Rumble, then put Jordynne Grace in the Elimination Chamber, have her just kill everybody. Because I want to see that match. Give me two hot big ladies, I'm into it.
I agree, but I don't know how you can go that quickly into it. And it's not the WWE style to do it like that. Like, even with a Royal Rumble to Mania run like that, even a 2-month run, which is fairly long in WWE standards for booking, like I don't see how you could do that. So that's what worries me, is like who can you put next in line? And it's just
right now, unless it's her and Io, I don't think that's a Mania match to me. That's a Royal Rumble match. That's not Mania to me.
Steven's got an interesting theory: Rhea versus Dom at Mania.
They said they both want it, but no, it won't happen. That Triple H wouldn't book the two of them on a one-on-one.
Lisa loves your Jordynne Grace.
Girl.
That is a money match, but I think it's I think it's just a little too soon for it. I think they would save it for next year.
Because you can't handle it.
I can't handle it. It's too much.
Me and Lisa will be watching together.
Soon,
I will love it.
Too premature. A little too much. A little too fast on it. And I just think it's, you got to just give it time. Give it time.
Big explosion. First Mania, first big win. Put the belt on Jordynne. Why not? Again, I don't think Rhea needs the belt. As much as I love her. But God.
No, but they did a similar thing with the tag titles with the guns, and then look at that. They came in all hot.
Don't compare how Triple H or WWE as a whole treats their tag teams versus Jordynne Grace coming in. Because the two, like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, love her. I don't think Jordynne Grace is going to NXT.
No,
she already had a Royal Rumble appearance.
But she's not.
Let's do another one.
She gets thrown right in the world title picture.
Bullshit.
On Raw.
Bullshit.
Disagree.
I can't. Oh, babies. I can't wait.
Agree to disagree. Let us know in the chat. Do you agree or disagree? Who is Rhea Ripley's next opponent? We will get to it in what was an action-packed Monday Night Raw. this week, Nikki. And then there was legends from all over. We saw Undertaker coming out, one of Undertaker's all-time biggest feuds. Hulk Hogan, the legend. Hulk Hogan came out.
Biggest feud?
Yeah, he feuded with Undertaker at one point in time.
Big.
Not his biggest, but they feuded at WrestleMania. Hogan came out.
I have feelings about that. You can listen to Undertaker's feelings about that Tuesday in Texas.
The Hulk Hogan
Then
reaction. It was a very negative reaction in LA for Hulk Hogan. I know he did come out on, I think it was Wednesday, he did a press conference to talk about it.
Now, I will admit, I heard a couple boos smattered across the crowd, and I'll be honest, I had no idea the people in LA hated Jimmy Hart the way they did. They took one look at him with his stringy hair, stupid sunglasses, and the way he was half-assed waving that flag around, and I should have expected it.
Yeah, so I don't know. He was very upset. He was very upset with the reaction and to Jimmy Hart on Raw, but I don't know. It was a very action-packed Raw. But if you like Raw, definitely hit the old like for us. We haven't done that enough. Hit the old like; it goes a long way. If you're a new viewer here, we appreciate having you in. Hit the old like and subscribe along the way.
But we're moving on because fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yes, Nikki is not. Well,
I never was a fan, and he keeps giving me reasons not to be his fan. So we're moving on.
So we move on to the main event of Monday Night Raw. Nikki, the feud, arguably, we've heard about it. It's been hyped for arguably years now. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and finally they interact. And let's catch you up on what was an epic battle. How about a little Linkin Park?
Can't you see that you're smothering me? Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control. 'Cause everything that you thought I would be is falling apart right in front of you. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And every second I waste is more than I can take. I become so numb, I can feel you there. Become so tired, so much more away. I'm becoming there. All I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. And I know I'm
Mickey, CM Punk,
Oh,
Outlasts, Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
I loved this match, and love this match. It's so incredible. It's because we talked about this last week. And Joe, I agree. This match was so incredible. And it's for me, it's just like CM Punk got me back into wrestling because I did fall off for a while, and then like everyone's like, Nick, like you'd love CM Punk, like watch this, and I'm like, who is this man? And I was like, I will love him till the end of time. And then when he did leave, and then Seth was my guy. Like Seth has been my guy. So having the reason why I got back in, and the reason really why I stayed, because there's some dark days in there. So it's just like, it's like my heart can't take it, and it's just like, I don't like. I really like. Part of me, like, I was like, Seth has to win. No, Punk has to win. Like, I don't know who I want to win, and I don't know if this is gonna kick off a best of 3 series, or is this gonna go to Mania? Rumors that it's not. Like, this is the one and done. So I don't know. I love this match. I think it's critical. Like, again, this went 400 hours. Nick is like half asleep, falling asleep, and I'm like yelling because I can't not.
So I watched it by default. Normally, I was going to watch it the next morning.
But I couldn't not make.
Had to watch it live.
No, they're hitting each other's finishers, and I'm just like, I just like couldn't like,
It was a very good match, WrestleMania worthy match. Upsets me that they didn't save the first interaction until WrestleMania, and that's what, again, we talked about, like the stage of where you set each match, and that's what really disappointed me about this is I just felt like, it was a big Raw. It was a massive Raw. So, again, it's not like they did it on a random show. Tony. But I just think that they could have saved it for Mania. It's been hyped for years, and I wanted it at the biggest stage for the first interaction. Now, if you tell me like what you're saying, that the blow off is going to be at WrestleMania in a best of 3, okay. I even threw something out to you earlier today that I was like, I think it's an even big money match if you don't want to do a best of 3. And this assumes someone else comes back, but we said Becky Lynch is returning. Why not bring in AJ Lee into a mixed tag match at either, not Mania per se, but maybe SummerSlam or one of the other PLEs? That to me is a huge money match that you can throw in on any of them, any PLE, to be perfectly honest. But I think if you tell me that this is a best of 3 and then maybe I get that mixed tags match as well, okay, I'm okay with it. 4 matches, interactions between these two. Yes, I just thought it was a little too soon, and that made it upsetting to me. But phenomenal match, back and forth. I don't know if I like the fact that Punk got over in this match.
It feels, because we sort of alluded last week that it feels like the Hangman, like, I have to protect AEW from you, and now Steph was very much like, you're a cancer, I have to protect, like, I was here, I was in the trenches, we built this. Yeah. And then for someone that would be like, I am doing this for WWE, I've been the guy, I stayed, I protected this place, we started a revolution, and then he loses. Yeah, again, like, it's incredible. It's so hard because it's like same with Liv Rhea. Like, I love the match. I love the story. I wanted to keep going, but it seems like it's not going to keep going. But did the right person win? I don't know. And again, does that matter? I just want to enjoy the thing.
So there's one other question that I have with this, and that's because they hinted at this. And are they hinting at a Seth Rollins heel turn? And do you want to really see it? Because I'm going to say this. There's not a lot of true baby faces that are over. And to me, if they turn Rollins heel, which looks like we're on that path, that is a big mistake, because you have Cody, and other than Cody and LA Knight on SmackDown, Roman, I don't see too many super over faces. And look what he did that elevated Bronson Reed so much. Like, Rollins as a face can elevate so many other talent. So much. I don't know. English is hard too, but on the roster, like the heels, it's easier to get over as a heel. And I just think that, like, for him as a face, he's so much more, infinitely more valuable. So turning him heel would be a huge mistake. And that's my question. Is this happening, and do you want to really see it? Because I see some turning, and there's only one avenue, and I'll tell you in a second that I could be okay with him being a heel. Actually, I'll just tell you now. And that's if they form some sort of shield with him, and new shield with him, KO, and Drew McIntyre. But other than that, I don't want to see him as a heel.
Again, we talk about same everything. You're so hung up on heel face.
There needs to be a heel, and there needs to be a face. Damn it!
I personally didn't feel that with him turning heel. I just think, again, this is a blood feud. This is a very rooted in real deep shit, and I don't think that necessarily turns into Seth turning heel. I don't know. I agree. He's so flipping over.
Well, it kind of did it for McIntyre. Yeah, like McIntyre seems to be
unless he jumps on that bandwagon of KO and Drew being that justified heel, like, I was screwed over by the bloodline time and time again. It's like, unless he's gonna go that route, I wouldn't necessarily, when he first turned heel and turned on the shield, that smarmy little chicken shit, I'm gonna hide behind J&J security heel. Like, it would be a very different heel thing. But again, you get hung up on those terms.
I do. Damn it. I want to know who to boo. I need to know. Call me stupid. I need to know who to cheer and who to boo. Just tell me.
Ugh.
Just
Acknowledge me.
I guess we'll see. It really, I don't know. I don't think it shouldn't be one loss to Punk turns him down this trajectory. And I want like Drew and KO have to like form a thing and then come to him and be like, hey, like, and then start a thing. I don't think this one thing turns him heel. But tell us what you guys think below.
fair enough.
Because kind of Lisa sort of agrees with me. Lisa.
Lisa says, I don't think Seth is turning heel, but I guess we'll see.
Like,
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be an interesting turn of events as we move forward. But we move forward in the week and we move on shortly, briefly, because we didn't have too many.
I have good feelings about feelings, but maybe we'll get to it.
Too many takeaways. We're going to glance over it because we pretty briefly. We do cover WWE. We also cover AEW Dynamite for the most part, or AEW. We don't watch Collision too much.
I know.
To be perfectly honest, but we do get our takeaways from there, which their flagship show. We cover the flagship shows. In theory, NXT is very much similar to Collision.
Oh yeah, we have to. I guess we're okay.
That in my eyes. But regardless, Nikki, any AEW overall takeaways? We'll just kind of bundle this into one.
I think the only thing, I guess the one thing worth noting that we said we were going to talk about is really just they did. I like the concept of their casino gauntlet battle royal thingy. I like that it starts off with two competitors, and after like a certain amount of time, because I really don't. It seemed to be varied very much depending on who was coming in, but after X amount of time, another person comes in, and whoever gets the pinfall wins.
It's like the 24/7 title meets
like I don't, but like
it's kind of like the hardcore 24/7 title.
I like the concept of the match. Like starting off with Jay White and Hangman was fun, and then I think it was a fun match. I necessarily did not think Powerhouse Hobbs. I love this music. Powerhouse Hobbs. Won, and him and Moxley had a match because he was out for a little bit because he got injured, and then him coming back. I feel like they're trying to like build him up. So I think him and Mox will have a fun little match. Is he winning? No. So I think that's also the thing. Like I think they're gonna have a fun little match because I think they want to push Powerhouse Hobbs. Like they should push him. He's young. He's got like obviously the look.
I don't know. He looks like a monster. Like he would be pushed to the moon in WWE.
He's like a baby Biggie to me. Like has the look. I think the charisma. I feel like they can like it's there, but you like let's work on it a little bit. But I don't know if someone that should have won it that should or could be more credible to Mox than Hobbs.
And that's the question that I throw out. Was there a better candidate to win the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal? I think so, because you have Hangman, you have Jay White, like you have people that just were in that fatal four-way, so why not let one of them legitimately win it? And like I feel like the more I watch it, the more I feel like Hangman should have been the one to take the belt off Mox because he's the most over guy that's an AEW original. And he was in that Gauntlet Battle Royal. Now, maybe he doesn't win it, but you have him in it near the end. Like, again, but like, I just think, I guess because they're booking it for next week in another random Dynamite, which we were just talking about, like putting matches like Hobbs just looks like an interim transition, and that's not a good way to build him up. I know you're putting him in the world title picture and giving him a title shot, but to me, that's not a good way to build this guy up who could be a really, he's not, Tony Khan's, well, he has his flaws in booking in general, but like, I think, especially when you talk about big muscular guys like Brian Cage and
Wardlow, Lance Archer.
Yeah. Well, I consider Lance Archer a big muscular, but yeah, Big Bill to some extent. I guess if you want to talk 7-footer, yeah, same. I guess same. Like what's oh my gosh, the 7'5" guy,
Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh, yes, Satnam Singh. Like you have these guys, you could. He just has no idea how to book them, other than in I guess squash matches. So to me, I don't know. Maybe you let Jay White win that and get a legitimate title match.
The thing you said, just a random Dynamite. So it has a name, maximum something, maximum. I want to say maximum effort, but that's Deadpool. It's also in Cincinnati, where Jon Moxley is from, where him and Renee live. Like, he's not losing in his hometown. It's not WWE. I don't think it's a shock. Oh my god, put it on Hobbs.
Right.
I don't think, because it's some crazy pants. Because like there was a brief MJF Jeff Jarrett thing that MJF was like, "Oh, I'll help you win the belt, but you have to let me be the first." Does MJF help Hobbs win, and then has a one-on-one with Hobbs when he takes the belt off Hobbs? Because that just make everyone look like. I'm just saying, I put nothing past Tony Khan.
Yeah.
It's like everything can happen in the WWE. Anything can happen in AEW because there just seems like chaos.
Fair. I don't know. And again, just to touch upon some of the other things that happened, we did see Kenny Omega discuss his return. He was then confronted later in the evening, or later in his promo, I should say, or evening, well, it was by Don Callis, the Don Callis family, or really Don Callis, approaches Don Callis, and then has a play.
Then the family comes out.
Yes. So we eventually see a
Will Ospreay
unite with Omega. So it's looking towards somewhat of a power team, super team, two-man power.
I don't want it. I don't care.
I know. It doesn't make them any different than any other flippy tag team, because everyone can do flips and moves in AEW, because it's where the best wrestle.
We have this conversation every week. I want this to be good, and you're not being good. And I'm just like, I'm tired of saying this every week. You have so many incredible people. Like, why is this stupid?
Yeah, it's
okay, I can't.
I know. Well, we're moving on. Again, we're just glancing on AEW this week. It's a very, very raw, WWE heavy show. Steven. But Meltzer thinks it's good.
Yeah.
Fair point. So we move along, and let's get to this Friday night as we preview SmackDown.
An hour to go.
Just an hour out before we open up the phone lines. So feel free, get ready, call in below and talk wrestling with us. In the link below in the description, we do have our StreamYard link. You click in there, mute your YouTube, and come in and talk wrestling with us, whatever you want. Old school wrestling, today's wrestling, this week in wrestling, what we're talking about tonight, SmackDown, Raw, Netflix debut, everything else, but that is very shortly coming up. Nikki.
Yes.
Our WWE SmackDown preview.
Yes.
Tonight, the only match listed aside from Tiffy's coronation, which we touched upon in the opening of the show, is LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. So what are you thinking as you're drinking?
So people are saying, you read those sheets, that Nakamura just took the belt off LA because he had that match in Noah, and they wanted him to go into Noah with the belt. And now people are worried now that he had that match in Noah, won the match in Noah. Again, if kids you don't know, Noah is a wrestling promotion in Japan. A little, I don't want to say lower, but like obviously New Japan is like the big one. Noah's probably the one like little.
You didn't Noah?
Noah. You talk about your Triple H's. So he won the match in Japan, and now people are worried that he had a match. Now he's coming back, and then LA Knight's going to take the belt off him. I personally really love Shinsuke. His NXT run was incredible. His run on Maine has been like this. I'm really loving this kind of darker Shinsuke. I love his entrance coming out. Like if you go back and watch his entrance in Noah, like the samurai with the mask and the black and the mist and I'm just really digging this right
darkness.
now. Yeah, and his new the remix of his entrance music is incredible. Like I love LA Knight as well, but I really like this Shinsuke, and I'm okay with him keeping this for a little while longer. But if LA wins tonight, I won't be surprised because again, then everyone's like, oh, he had the belt to go to Japan with. But I'm loving the Shinsuke. I really am.
It's a phenomenal new. Like I always like the dark characters anyway because I just think that they offer more in a lot of ways. It intrigues me. And this dark samurai character has been really, really working for him for sure. I was shocked he even won at a couple weeks back when he won the belt. I thought he was just going to kind of get a push for a bit, lose, and then maybe fall.
When he's been doing,
what's been normal. And this has been great. I like what it's bringing out of LA Knight. But who knows where, like, how long does this feud continue for? Which worries me because Rumble's right around the corner. So does Knight pick up the belt here and then drop it at Mania or carry it? There's a lot of question marks. So like, I don't think logically you can take the belt off of Shinsuke and then where does LA Knight go from here? So it's kind of twofold. I think Nakamura needs the win more, and I'd rather see him continue this reign and make it more legitimate, I should say.
Legitimizes him.
It legitimizes him as a champion and makes the reign more legitimate. There we go. So I like that for tonight. But I'm just worried about what it's going to do to LA Knight. But it seems like he's just so over that maybe he can deal with take the L and just move on. I don't know. You tell me in the chat below.
Unless like it's not a clean, because you still have Andrade, and then you still have Mello, and then sort of Legado del Fantasma. Why am his name is Escobar? That they're all floating around. Maybe someone interferes and it's not a clean thing, and maybe at Rumble it's a more like a Fatal 4-way or whatever. So like Shinsuke, you can get the belt off Shinsuke, but you don't pin Shinsuke, so it saves him a little bit.
Steven's got a good thought. He said make it a redo of Shinsuke AJ at Mania for the title and give them another chance to equal their New Japan matches. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice.
Is there an update on AJ though? He's injured.
Yeah, that's the point. Well,
and then also they didn't do a good match. 4, 5, 4, 6. How many would you?
Probably 6 years ago.
Oh god, we're so old. Put me in the dirt. They couldn't do the match then. I don't think they're going to put a better match on now. I don't know. I would love to be flipping wrong on that. But with AJ injured, we don't have really a timetable of him coming back. I don't see AJ and Shinsuke having that WWE moment that they should have had. Which makes me sad all day. Because I wanted that match so hard as a dick kick.
Yeah, no. Well, I know what you did.
Hated it.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Yes.
So, Nikki, let's get to it.
Do it. Do the thing.
We are at that hour. We're a little bit over time.
Witching hour.
So, we got the link below. Click the link below to call in. Let us know what you're drinking, what you're thinking.
Huh?
Nikki, it's a new year.
Yes.
New us.
You, boo, boo.
But hit it. Hit it, my little blondie. Nikki, you play drums so well.
I do.
I know. And then you rock the backwards hat.
I know. Well, Mama didn't do her. Well, I worked till about 15 minutes before the show, so I just put a hat on.
But yeah, well done. Well done. Nikki, let's start it off. So we open up the phone lines. Let's kick it off with a regular.
Yes.
Get it started. First,
Say his name and he appears.
I believe it's Steven.
hit it. Steven! What are you thinking? What are you drinking? Hold on before I should
You need
start.
to put it like full screen for a second.
Hold on, let's see if I can do it. Hold on. I'm gonna take us out of the chat just for this.
Let me tell you something, brother. What did the Hulkster ever do to deserve that kind of a treatment from all the ungrateful maniacs in Los Angeles? Just because I said some racist things maybe a few years ago. You have to give Kevin McAllister a bigger pop than I did. I may just go to the AEW with Tony Khan, the Con Man. Form the AENWO, brother. All I wanted to do was plug my beer, which is a wonderful beer available at only the finest bait shops and hunting supply stores across the country, as well as on tap at all Pastamania locations. Don't boo, I'm your hero. I'll whip these 24-inch steel rods that I have in my hips all over you. And run wild, brother. Okay, the Hulkster has to go because the Hulkster needs a glass of water.
Got a promo on us. That's so cool. Getting I can't. My cheeks hurt. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
You lost it.
Oh,
You have
oh
broken
my
it.
sides hurt. Steven. Oh,
So we're gonna let everyone.
oh guys. Take a lap.
Steven's he's got a good one.
Oh my god, Steven.
Poor Hulk has been just getting at all angles tonight.
Now, I will admit, I heard a couple boos smattered across the crowd, and I'll be honest, I had no idea the people in LA hated Jimmy Hart the way they did. They took one look at him with his stringy hair, stupid sunglasses, and the way he was half-assed waving that flag around, and I should have expected it.
Steven, it hurt.
The things I do for my art.
Unbelievable.
You deserve an Oscar, sir. An Oscar indeed.
Well done.
Oscar Mayer.
Well, he looks like an Oscar Mayer wiener, so.
Oh, God. Next time I try to do that, please discourage me.
That was great. That was great.
I actually I worked on that all week.
Steven, I love you so much.
Listen, that's probably more rehearsing than's gone on backstage in AEW for any of the.
That's probably sadly true. We
Oh
don't know what goes on at Guantanamo Bay there.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh,
I can't take credit for
Today,
that.
baby.
I stole that one from Bischoff's show, so he gets the credit. But I like it, so I'm stealing it.
I love it.
Guantanamo Bay.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Oh, make my.
Steve, you're
hot, baby.
I know. He's bringing a lot of the Big Nick energy this week.
Yeah. On a related note, how good does Jimmy Hart look at 81?
Right?
He's 80.
Yes. Get it, girl.
And
And that's bad for him because I feel like he was just like, I don't know what to do with this booing.
He
Just keep
waved the
waving the
flag.
flag.
He helped shill the beer, which I understand does not taste very good. But you can probably find it right next to the Ric Flair Woo energy drink.
I heard it's like a shittier Bud Light.
I feel like anything that's kind of endorsed is not really like. Apparently, Stone Cold's beer, which I have not had, is very good. But
It's
I
not
haven't
IPA,
heard of
though.
many endorsed. Like when you think about like endorsed products in general from like people, like it's mostly George Foreman Grill is probably the best endorsed product, which apparently Hulk Hogan missed out on. So sorry.
What about Slim Jims? How dare you? Macho
Hey.
Man.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Lisa's surprised the 81. What? She's losing her mind.
I know
too.
oh my god, Jimmy Hart forever.
We should have some sort of a taste test thing. The two beers versus also Undertaker's wine.
Oh yeah, I
Ooh,
forgot I had that.
That's a good idea. Steven, you
Can you
might have
still
just
find
given
it?
us a like.
I mean,
We
it's
can
a
all do
happy
it in Royal
hour.
Rumble, kids.
Wait,
It's
hold
a
on.
happy hour. There's alcohol, you know.
This might be a show in and of itself, a taste testing of all. Oh, we could make some enemies too, but whatever.
Ooh.
I'm enjoying
a lot
the
of different
Fred
things to
Durst cosplay, by the way.
Say again.
I'm enjoying the Fred Durst cosplay.
Oh, thank you. I worked like I got up 7:30 to 5:30 today, so I just put a hat on because I didn't do my hair.
In wrestling term, we did it all for the bookie. Come on, the bookie.
It's my hair looks a mess.
rolling.
Yeah, well, the Undertaker American Badass really inspired her this week.
Yeah.
So Nikki is just.
Well, I feel like I was channeling more Nikki Bella if I'm channeling a Nikki. That's
Oh yeah, I forgot she did that.
But I don't know, it's just I couldn't do my hair. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the Undertaker. I have the Undertaker in the photo somewhere.
Was it
But-
Rest in Peace one?
No, it's the American Badass Undertaker from this week.
Oh,
I
him
actually did have a
and
good one.
Rhea?
Yeah.
Again, like how did Rhea not get on the back of his motorcycle? Missed opportunity.
There is this one. It's this one. Here we go. Here you are. And Nikki's just channeling her
Nope.
Undertaker.
Nope. And that's also like, oh, if we want to go down this road, I really don't want to do.
Oh, we're not going down.
But like Undertaker was like, got so super excited. So maybe not. Again, I don't agree with any of this shit. We're not going down this road. But here we
We're
are.
not going. But anyway, Steven, this is your time.
Yeah.
Thank you. What a great venue that was for Monday. I think that was the first time I had seen anything at all at the Intuit Dome, and just that, that I think they have that same more or less that same setup with the screens and the lighting for the Clippers play there, right? For Clippers games. Meaning the next time the Clippers have a home game on TV, I'll have to check it out. But I mean, just as far as creating the atmosphere for that, in collaboration with also the black ring. I mean, all right, the advertisements on the ring canvas. All right, whatever. Price of doing business, I guess. But it was just amazing, and with all the new production skills that they've acquired over the last few months, it was just incredible looking to watch. The whole thing could have been a little faster paced. Hey, let's see more 90s child stars in the audience, can we?
Seriously, that would be cool.
They all got bigger pumps and
Gabriella, Topanga, Eric, Kevin McAllister, Willow's boyfriend from Buffy. I don't remember that character's name, but
Oz. His name was Oz.
It's been a long time since I've seen.
Oh, don't talk to me about Buffy. We can go down another whole kind of road.
Okay,
but I enjoyed it very much. I hope they do more shows there. That was great. You'd still, at least for me, you're not going to beat the aura of having any kind of event, wrestling event in Madison Square Garden, which I know we're getting in a couple of months.
Yep.
But that was great. And here's a suggestion: is I think they can still do one better than the Intuit Dome. Is go to Vegas and have it in the Sphere, which they may do the day. Which they may do the day. I wouldn't surprise me if they did that either before or after Mania. They'll be in town.
Could you imagine a Wyatt 6 type match in the Sphere, and how trippy that would be, and how creative it could get? It would be phenomenal. I would love it.
And it comes with a built-in nobody on the other side of the ring.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, Tony, John, that might be an idea for.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think
8,000 people all facing the same way.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't. It probably doesn't benefit Tony because the production's not necessarily there.
But yeah, would they have the Raw after Mania there? They're in Vegas. I don't know if they announced where that is yet.
There's like 5 full-size arenas in Vegas now.
Right.
They got to pick one, and they can move around because they had the SmackDown before and the Hall of Fame and the NXT, and they can just have each one in a different venue at this point. But I think they'd be wasting an opportunity if they did not book the Sphere for one of those. I mean, they've already had UFC. Was it UFC or boxing? I think it was UFC, maybe both. And I understand it went over very well.
What the place in Vegas where they had NXT, not Heat Wave? They did it at the UFC arena in Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's like a 600, 800 seat venue, I think.
So I think they would probably run NXT back in there. I wonder if they would do the MGM Grand just because that's kind of the home of where they've done Double or Nothing.
And you have the T-Mobile Arena also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, the MGM Arena would be kind of a burn, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because they got all this shit for running Hammerstein.
Yep.
Run it back. Yeah.
Fair point. Steve, last shot before we let you go.
Yes, while my voice is still recovering. Why do I have the feeling that they are setting up, or at least talking to Vanessa Hudgens for some kind of a major role at Mania? Maybe not necessarily to wrestle, but just something. Because she's been featured on their TV a lot over the last couple of weeks. I know she's a big fan, but they don't have to put her on TV. She could just watch the show with her husband in the audience in peace. And I don't know, just call it a hunch, but it would not surprise me if they gave her something big to do at Mania.
My question back to you, Steven, is she the newer Marina Menounos? Does she get a match? Does she do shit backstage? Is she like on a panel thing?
I thought Maria Menounos, all things considered, actually acquitted herself pretty well in the ring. I mean, it's not gonna be to the level of what you see today, but I thought she did pretty well for herself. And considering what they've gotten out of, I mean, let's forget about how quickly Logan Paul has progressed. But I mean, look what they got out of Bad Bunny. Look at Stephen Amell. Can't remember how to pronounce the name.
It's great.
And she does have a dancing background. Yeah. She might be, and she's been in some action movies. She might be able to pick up some of the basics reasonably quickly to at least put together maybe a couple of spots. I mean, please, they let Snooki do it. Why not?
Yeah, I was gonna say she can't be any worse than Snooki. But like again, you talking about Bad Bunny is not a bad shout. But maybe more of a Maria. Maybe protect her in like a tag match, or was it a 6? It wasn't a 6 lady.
No, I think it was. I don't know.
Was there or 3-on-3? I don't know, whatever. But
it was not a 1-on-1. But she did okay with she did pretty well with what she was given.
But I think it's also with the same kind of to Bad Bunny. that they have a respect for this business that, and it's with same with Stephen Amell. So if she did get involved to do something, I feel like she would try to do the best she can to protect her to make it work. If that makes sense.
The David Arquette 2.0. As I
No,
like to call it, where he like overdid it.
And at the end of the match, Troy can run out to save her.
I don't really know much about Vanessa Hudgens, so well, that's a talk for another time on her popularity or pop culture.
Nikki will fill you in later, I'm sure.
I know. I'm sure she will. Well, Steve,
Yeah.
pleasure as always.
What you gonna do, brother?
You sure are cut off.
oh my god, what is happening?
Sometimes you just don't know.
You never know what's gonna happen at happy hour.
Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
Steven's just, he's got a lot.
I loved it, Steven. I love it so much.
It was a great call. It was a
He's
great
a
call.
real ring-a-ding-dong dandy. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve. All right, Nikki,
Yes.
before we get it started, we got one more call to close it out for the night. An OG, another from one OG to another OG. I have to get the music right.
Oh
soon.
boy.
It's not this show. It's not coming for this show, but it's coming for another show. We'll see soon enough. But let's bring her in.
I think go to the
from
production
day
meeting.
one till now. Lisa,
What up?
what are you drinking? What are you thinking?
Drinking water. A lot of thoughts. About Raw. It was definitely very PLE-esque. Like it just had that big Rumble Mania feel to it. But they did a great job. I'm very, very excited for what they produce with this, with the Netflix era, as they're calling it. And yeah, I'm loving the stage. I love the fact that's not this big old gaudy stage that's taking up half the arena. Like now they have more room for more fans, so that's great. Yeah, very happy that Mommy's back on top. But again, I agree with you, Nikki. It should have been saved for like Rumble or Mania. Like again, all this felt very big pay-per-view, PLE, whatever the hell they're calling it now.
Yeah.
And probably should have been saved for a bigger event. But it's WWE, it's Netflix debut. They gotta do it big or go home.
No, like again, like I get it. I was just like, I don't.
Well, that's the problem with growth in general. Like you get too many, like you have to dilute things. You have to spread people a little bit more often, and that's what we're like. That's what I hope with like AEW. Like less shows equals more, less time. Like 2-hour Raws, 2-hour SmackDowns are great because you can get in more with less. You do the more flippy things. More moments are created in less time, and that's what's great about. But yeah, I agree with you. Anyway,
I think there's also a good thing to have. Like we love both of them, and it's just like, well, that's a good thing. And I'm like, oh, but she should have won. But no, she should have won. That like we are cheering on kind of like both sides of it.
Yeah, and I agree where they had great matches, but there should have been more. Like less talking. Like I said, I think it was last week, less talking, more matches. I'm here for the fights. I'm not here to have John Cena or Hulk Hogan or anybody come out and just talk. Yeah, you can't see me, blah, blah, blah. I was so pissed. I'm like, all right, he just called freaking the 2025 for himself. Oh, I'm going to win Royal Rumble. Go on. Maybe I'll do 17 times. Oh, go away. I'm so done.
Yeah.
Like, give these new guys a chance. John Cena, you said you're retiring. Go retire. Rock, go away. well, Hunter is doing his thing, but like these guys who are coming in, the old timers who are coming in, your time is done. Your time is up.
Yeah.
Your time is up, and the newcomer's time is now. So yeah, I swear if John Cena wins the Rumble and then goes on to face Gunther or Cody Rhodes and wins the belt, I may stop watching wrestling because done. Done.
Yeah, I know. That's just like, oh, like John Cena should be coming in and putting people over. Like his match with Theory at Mania did absolutely like destroyed Theory, to be honest.
What's Theory done since that happened?
Won the tag belts with someone that's better than him. Like Grayson Waller should probably get away from Theory. I think Grayson Waller's so much better on his own.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Both are so much better.
He actually could be a main eventer. I think because he's so great on the mic. Like you can
He's
give
so
him
good on the mic.
It's kind of like he's very much Miz-esque, but he's so much more athletic and has so much more potential than Miz had at that age in general.
Yeah, it kind of stinks, but
yeah.
I don't know what. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say no. Go ahead. Good.
I was just gonna say I don't know what WWE creative is thinking about.
You
never know. You never know. Well, we shall see.
You're gonna watch and see.
Absolutely.
What,
for sure.
3 weeks till Rumble? Because it's in February.
That's killing me.
I know.
Fucking killing me.
Almost. We'll get you ready. Get you ready. I didn't do the whole thing. But we'll get you ready. Lisa, as always, last shot before we go.
Rhea Ripley is the true queen of the ring. Forget Nia Jax.
Wow. Well put, Lisa. OG.
Lisa, I love you immensely. Ugh.
Well put. She's a fan. And Rhea got her revenge.
Is your little chicken tender slut?
We've got some great callers. We've got some great people to come in and contribute to this show.
I know. I love them so much.
So happy. We are, as Cody Rhodes would say, so blessed.
All that said, though, incredible team effort, and I feel so lucky and blessed to have this opportunity and be here and be part of this. Everyone here, give yourselves a round of applause. This is unbelievable. Thank you, guys.
Well done.
Well done.
And we got some great callers.
So good.
So, that are here every Friday. Great regulars to the virtual bar here. So, it's been a great one, Nikki. We got through a lot.
You got a half hour before SmackDown. Go get your snackies, take your dog out, take yourself out, and get ready.
Ooh, we have time. That means it's snack time?
It's to be time.
I'm going to say snack time.
Ordered a jalapeno burger, a chicken fried steak sandwich, a chili cheese dog with extra onions, French fries, tater tots, washed it down with 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, a shot of whiskey, a margarita, and a Bloody Mary.
It's a lot.
I'm going to throw up.
A lot of snacks. A lot of snacks and drinks. But to each their own. So, that being said, get yourself whatever snacks you feel are appropriate for you and drinks are appropriate for you tonight that won't wreck your stomach. Before you go, hit the old like and subscribe. Hit the old, as we like to say, the Samoan spike on the like. And we will see you next Friday. We might do a special show tomorrow, but we'll see you next Friday, the 10th. Or no, 17th. Yes. But we will see you on the 17th for our regular Friday night happy hour. And we'll see what happens. But there's only one way to take us out. And that was with who opened Raw this week? Triple H. Let's hit it.
Thought we had a spectacular event tonight. Very excited that so far everybody seems to have come out unscathed. You know, banged up, bumps and bruises, but nobody seriously injured, which I always hold my breath on these events. You want to see people have the best outing that they can possibly have and make memories, but do it safely. And we were able to do that tonight.
We were able to do that tonight.
Yep.
Safely. No injuries.
No injury.
Well, until next time, it's been a pleasure. Cheers. You do not have to go home.
But you can stay here. Bye.